we're off again. Littlest Hobo. So for those that don't know, The Littlest Hobo, that is by Terry Bush. And thank you so much for everybody coming in tonight. We really appreciate that. An update on the SHIB 50/50 raffle. Of course, we have that for you. We also have the massive reductions that happened today, and also the massive accumulations by wallet holders in the last week. So as this downturn continues, we do have some information for you. I don't know how important it is to you, but we do have the short sellers and which exchanges that they are on, as we know that SHIB is constantly adding value. So shorting SHIB would be absolutely profound, to say the least. Constantly adding value to every single wallet holder in the world. So if it's constantly adding value, why would you short something that's constantly in high demand? That is the number one ticket, and that is going to be your highlight of tonight's conversation. We did talk this morning, and for those that came in and subscribed to the channel and gave a thumbs up, thank you so much. Appreciate you all. As always, 80% of everything that we do on this channel, TV broadcast, goes directly into your wallet for everyone holding SHIB. Very important for everybody to understand that. And this is taking some time. It's loading, but we're going to pause it anyway. Oh, want to hear some more of that? Okay, again, that was Terry Bush. Thank you so much for everybody that's welcomed here. That was The Littlest Hobo. And as everybody knows, The Littlest Hobo was a dog that was looking for his home. But he never finds it. He finds new friends that he helps along the way. And that's why it's called The Littlest Hobo. So, great dog. Helps everybody out, right? So, SHIB, same idea, except this time the dog is just a theme. The actual currency is SHIB. And it's here to help the entire world gain what? More momentum, more money. It's helped to encourage you get more money. Prince Williams in the house. Massive love shout out to Prince Williams. Massive love shout out to Jason Cox, Mark Anthony. Massive love shout out to you. Massive love shout out to Ballcap. Massive love shout out to Fives. Ballcap and Fives were here on earlier this morning because they love the channel so much they can't stop from coming back and getting more. Massive love shout out to Leia. Massive love shout out to Gabriel. Massive love shout out to DJ, Ryan, everybody that's paying attention. And please, everybody, it's very important that everybody understand what's going on within the community. And no, we don't have an AI report for you from the War Room. We are constantly looking at the War Room. And if you know of any AIs that have the potential for increasing the amount or accumulating more SHIB from not on exchanges but from exchanges, so like Gate.io is one of the wallet holders in there that's shorting it. There's a big position for shorting SHIB. There's others too. We're going to get into that too tonight. But AI, Meta AI, Gemini, DeepSync are looking at SHIB as a test model. Because if they were buying it and burning it, you would be able to tell pretty much instantaneous. They have enormous sums of money sitting on the sidelines that AI can use to benefit SHIB. Now, the burns, everybody interested in burns, right? The burns are going to be so fast, but they're going to be so small, like pretty much $1 to $1.50 at first, and it's going to fluctuate in there. So $1.20, $1.30, $1.40. As long as it only costs them a half a cent to a quarter of a cent to purchase, it's going to be very small increments. And yes, there's going to be massive amounts of it being distributed or accumulated. I was thinking that it would be in the billions because they don't want 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 SHIB. It's going to be billions, trillions even of SHIB because it's all about what? Volume. And getting there quickly. So, but if it's a test model, the test model or simulation will be small before it goes virtual. So I don't know if that's going to be a possibility, but that's one thing we're looking at. The other thing is that the 50 billion to 120 trillion SHIB only when it comes available. So when people sell that much and get taken away before they are able to transfer it or before they're able to sell it on the open market, AI, if they're taking over, will buy it directly before anyone else has a chance to buy it. So it will happen like a tenth of a second. Once it comes on, it's off. And then the wallet disappears because it goes into a DeFi wallet or a cold storage or a trust wallet. I'm thinking probably cold storage or DeFi, and there's reasons for that. Now, certain exchanges do have it, so it's digital for cold storage, similar to a trust wallet. And I just found that out 3 days ago. And I'm sharing that with you tonight. What else we got going on? I was just technical difficulties. We're having some technical difficulties with the broadcast. No, we're trying to get in, guys. What happened to this? OMG, yeah. So it is technical difficulties. I was in, and it kicked me out. For whatever reason, I have no idea. So AI platforms that on this technology, we're still doing the war room. So there's no evidence to support or deny AI accountability. So we can't talk about it because we just don't have the proof to back it up. We don't have proof. We don't talk about it. We do mention it because if it does happen, it's going to happen quickly. Prince, it's going to be very, very quickly. You won't have to wait weeks, months, or years. You'll have it. You'll have your answers within a few days once they start. Now, does that give you much time? I don't know, and that's the whole purpose of everybody coming in and watching this, because we just don't have a clue. We do know once AI does, you won't have much time. You'll have to have the money sitting on the sidelines waiting, because once they take it over, it's over, right? Everybody understand that? What does that mean? You'll be buying it at a much higher price. That's exactly what that means. Okay, because they're going to be accumulating faster than you can. So you're going to be driving that price up. And everybody loves that, right? When you drive the price up, especially if it's going up like you know how the price is right now. I'll tell you, right? We're at 1218. Okay. AI takes over. Every time there's a sell order, they're buying it. Yeah, that's serious, right? No, they're waiting for what? Big whales to be selling it. So they're waiting for the big whales that are going to be, oh, we got scared. They buy it right on the spot. That's AI. That's how we know it's AI. Now, if they start accumulating at smaller increments, we would have no idea, right? But all of a sudden, there's no supply left. And then people start to worry. Robridge and fella, how are you doing? Portugal? Are you from Portugal? Or are you from Costa Rica? Toyota for blah, 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 blah. I'm going to get it right one of these days. The tropics. There we go. It's not De Janeiro, right? Rio de Janeiro, not from Rio de Janeiro. Colombia. Shakira. No? Okay. No English? No speaking English? Rob? Can I call you Rod? Massive love shout out to you, Rod. Massive love shout out to Prince Williams. Massive love shout out to everybody in the world. North America, South America. Massive love shout out to you. Massive love shout out to everybody in South America. A big shout out to everyone in North America. Massive love shout out to everyone in Europe. Massive love shout out to Asia. Massive love shout out to Africa. Massive love shout out to Antarctica. Massive love shout out to Australia. Massive love shout out to New Zealand. Massive love shout out to Greenland, Iceland, UK, Germany. Make sure that you follow along, right? Make sure that you check out the SHIB Worldwide 50/50 Raffle. We are holding a contest to see which, we want to know what we can do to make it better for the raffle tickets. So it's SHIB Raffle, SHIB 50/50 Raffle.com. I'm going to get it right one of these times. SHIB, SHIB 50/50, just 50/50, Raffle.com. There's no hyphen. There's no nothing. It's just 50-50. Okay, raffle.com, and go on there, look for the tickets. So look how they're laid out. If you like them, thumbs up. If you want to see them changed, maybe you like to see the QR code instead of the barcode. We can put the code on there, the barcode, the QR code. So you just copy it, boom, and buy as many SHIB tickets as you want from there. And then email me telling me that you've just purchased it, so I can go and check it and verify it. And then I'll verify your wallet address as well once we're there, and then we'll do up the script sheet and then send you off the tickets. How's that sound? Everybody understand that? Because I do have it so that you can buy the tickets straight off the website. It's a two-step process, though. A lot of people don't like that. What? Ruben Meta, we have no idea. There are 42 different variables. All of them point positive. SHIB shouldn't be where it is today. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. It is where it is because, well, people or exchanges don't know what SHIB is, and they don't know how to use it to their advantage. If they knew how to use it to their advantage, SHIB should have blasted off, guys, long time ago, like 8 months ago, and you won't like the price. Because if you knew what the price was, you'd be buying massive sums of it, and we don't want you buying massive sums of it until we get confirmation, right? So we want to keep everybody happy. Buy only a lottery ticket's worth. That way, you're not sinking everything that you have into it. Just treat it like a lottery ticket. Because I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not your broker. And what SHIB price is going to be in 2030, we have no idea. But you're going to be you want to know where it's going in the next bull run, which is happening next month, by the way, the start of the bull run. Now we're in the bull cycle, but we're not in the bull run. Make sense? $20. Wait 6 months, Ruben, and come back to me because you might be surprised at just where the price of SHIB is. Babe's channel, mass love shout out to Babe's channel, mass love shout out to Ruben. Mass love shout out to Rod, right? Want to make sure that everybody comes in. Make sure you give the thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Keep up to date with what's going on. This is SHIB Worldwide 50/50 Raffle. So if anyone was wondering, we do have an update for you. Just bear with me. I checked earlier. We didn't have any tickets sold. Hojo. Mass love shout to Hojo. What's my deal? Hojo, we talk about, because this is SHIB TV live broadcast. Woo! Yes, we are. And we're happy, proud, and acknowledge SHIB is a removal of circulating supply that's constantly being reduced. Also, we also have more people coming in. Proof of this is on Etherscan. So if anyone knows where Etherscan is, you can go check it out. Shibburn.com for those that are interested in the utility. Absolutely. The utility is massive because name a currency that reduces its circulating supply from anybody in the world. Anybody can reduce SHIB. It's not centralized. It's not based on the ecosystem. Anybody can burn it. Anyone in the world can burn it. The burns are available to you. SHIB burn.com, and you can follow the wallet address, copy the wallet address. If you're a company, this is very important. If you're a company or if you're a representative of a company, you get paid to reduce the circulating supply. You get paid to play. You get paid to burn. You get paid to buy it. Okay, everyone get that? So if you're getting paid to burn it, it's zero risk to you, isn't it? Like every single company has this ability. Every single company in the world, 10 million of you can burn SHIB at will and get paid to do it. Now, I don't suggest you go out there and blow $500 every single day because then you'll say I'm a liar, and that's the truth of it. You're only allowed to burn a certain percentage of it because you can only burn so much loss. Okay, corporate loss is very tricky. Got to keep it within a certain percentage. If you go out exceed that percentage, you better start making a lot of money, having a lot of inventory come in and out of your store, or having a lot of turnover. So like employees, having a lot of turnover of employees costs the company money. Training, preparing, prepping, EI, all their taxes that you got to pay on them. Very important that you keep track of that, because that's a write-off for the corporation. So every time someone quits halfway through their shift, there's half the shift that still you didn't make any money at, okay, on that person that was working for you. So you have to remember that, right? So that's a loss. So you get to write that off as a loss. Well, you're only allowed to do so many of those. You can't write off 3 or 4 people if you only hire 30 people, right? You can't write off 10% of the employees, but you can write off dishes or pens, pencils, stuff that came in damaged off of the truck. You can write that off. Anything that you have to fix, anything you have to do maintenance on, those things, you get to write that off as a corporate expense. So all you're doing is just stating that you lost just as much as you did before, and you take half of the supply, half of that buy SHIB, the other half you reduce SHIB. And you write it off the exact same way you would write off a plate of dishes that got destroyed, or a box of equipment that you ordered, or something that you've had to fix in the store, like the light fixtures, the electrical lines, and one of the employees did it for you. You get to write the whole thing off. Get an electrician in to check it. The electrician, you add a couple of bucks to it, and boom, done. It's like $300, $400, $600, but you're only allowed to do those once a month, right? You can't do those every single day. But for packaging and stuff like that, absolutely. Stuff falls, racks break, glasses break. You get a little vibration. Maybe somebody hits something, breaks something, you lose that. Stolen goods, also, you can write that off. It's corporate loss. But you can't do, if there's $50 or $60 every single day that someone steals it at your store, it all of a sudden starts costing you money, because you're only allowed to write off about 10 to 15% of it, right? And it's written off against your profit. Please keep in mind that, okay, guys, when you're doing your assessments, that it's not, it's not like a cash, oh, I can just, yeah, like it's like $10, $15 easy every single day. $10, $15, $7.50 goes towards what? Buying SHIB. $7.50 goes towards reducing SHIB. The whole thing's a write-off, and you're getting paid to what? Get in and reduce. Every single company does that within 4 days. 10 million of you, 4 days, we're down to 10 trillion SHIB. Right? How come it hasn't caught on? You know what the biggest part about this is? Exchanges. Exchanges watch 2 big burns in SHIB. 3 if you count Blaze. But Blaze did theirs over a period of, what, a month and a half. Okay? They burned over, I think they burned over 100,000 USD, which is a lot, right? $1,000 USDT. That's a lot of money. 10 billion SHIB in a month and a half. That's amazing. Big thank you to them. That's the problem. They did too much. They can't write the whole thing off. Right? They can't write the whole thing off. So if they were smart, they would have done it the way Koi was doing it, which was literally $2 or $3 a day, burning it $2 or $3 a day, every single day, $2 or $3 a day. So if everyone's smart and they do it that way, within a very short period of time, you have no supply. And everybody's going to be shocked by this, but a lot of organizations, a lot of exchanges holding enormous amounts of SHIB. Enormous amounts of it. Top 40 wallet holders holding 400 trillion. That leaves 189 trillion for the rest of us. And then you got 60 wallet holders holding approximately 30, I think it's around 15 to 16 trillion SHIB on top of that. So you take that away from the rest of us too, you're talking like 150 trillion, and then 240 exchanges trading SHIB. Right, 240 exchanges trading SHIB, and they're divided by, you know what I'm saying? Like 420 to 430 trillion SHIB taken up by wallet holders that are on the top 100 exchanges or top 100 wallet holders, and you take that away and you got 240 exchanges, then the rest of you have to split the rest of it up. And then you realize, hey, wait a second, there's not much supply left. But there is enough supply that we've got 100 million USDT trading volume every single day. But it's being dwindled down. So a lot of people don't understand what that dwindling down means. That's exactly what they're talking about. The supply shock, right? You hear it on Cardano now, the same idea. They're getting into that supply shock where there's not a lot of supply that's left on the marketplaces. And why do we only cover SHIB? Because it's constantly what? It has zero governance, guys. Zero governance means it's yours and mine. It's for investors by investors, right? So keep that in mind. So the only one that can make a mistake are the people holding it. In the last 4 hours, we've had 220. This is your utility speaking. Hello, this is your captain speaking about your utility. Because I know a lot of people don't believe that there is a utility with SHIB, and I beg to differ. You don't see any of the exchanges doing this, right? You can watch it live. Everybody go to SHIB Burn right now. It's shibburn.com. Go look at it. It tells you the market cap is 7.192 million. 7.192 billion market cap. 4 hours ago, we burned 229,000 SHIB. That adds utility, people. That is a massive utility spike. No, it doesn't have real world value. And the reason why it doesn't have real is because of the price, right? It's too small. So it's got to have a bigger price to be worth something, according to the markets. Now, according to the value, it's got way more value than it has price action. 6 hours ago, we burned 7,352 SHIB. Again, that's utility. Anything that reduces the circulating supply, and it's got no way of replenishment, you understand. And they're going to say, well, a lot of currencies, a lot of crypto burn their supply. Not openly and definitely not public. There's not any of them that do. Only SHIB does this. Zero governance. The only thing bad about zero governance, to tell you the truth, is it doesn't have a leader to go out and do the sales for you. That's the only thing that's bad, right? So you got no marketing team and no advertising team. So there's no one to advertise it and there's nobody to promote it, right? It's up to every single individual in SHIB to do all of what is required. So if you want to sell SHIB, it's easy. Just tell them zero governance, constantly reducing the supply. If you're a company, you get paid to reduce it. Cost you nothing. The benefits are huge. But for one company to do it, not big of a deal. 2 or 3 companies to do it, it doesn't matter how many companies. It just matters to get them going. And I'm shocked. This is the part where it shocks me the most, is exchanges. Crypto exchanges make their money on volume. So wouldn't it be in their best interest to reduce SHIB circulating supply? The faster they burn it, the more they earn. Because it's not based on price. It's not based on volume or value. It's based on volume. Yeah, it's based on volume, not value. And it's not price. They don't make their money on price. They make their money on volume. The more people who trade it, the more money they make. Every time we've done a major burn, what has happened with SHIB? It gains in volume instantaneously. We go from 100 million, 300 million to what? 500 to 1 billion transactions per day as soon as we have a massive burn. Well, who benefits from that? Every exchange that holds a large sum of SHIB. So every time they do a reduction, they make money, a lot of money, especially if they're coming forward and saying, I'm the one who burned it. Okay, my exchange burned this much SHIB. Everybody flocks to their exchange. It doesn't matter if because now everybody understands that they're the ones burning it. So I need to use their exchange because their exchange is solidifying themselves with every single burn. They're making the money. Not anyone else is making the money. They're making the money. So when they make the announcement, I'm burning SHIB and I'm burning this much of it, boom. They tell us the wallet address. We watch that wallet address like a hawk. Everybody's trying to get into that exchange. So if it's Binance, everybody wants to get into Binance. Even though they can't get into Binance, they're thinking about changing their VPN numbers. They're thinking about different addresses that they're going to be doing because you want to be in something that's taking advantage of it. Because if that's the case, they're the ones that are going to be pushing, even though it costs you more money to get in there and hold it in Binance. Everybody understands that. They're the ones burning it. So they are burning 1 billion per quarter in Binance, just so everybody knows. They get to write that off. But what's more important is if they create the volume, they're going to speed things up. Now, Upbit should be doing the exact same thing, right? You would think that they would be doing 1 billion. Oh, I'm going to have more support from the SHIB holders and I'm going to make more money. So why wouldn't I do that? And especially when Vlad Buterin, when he did it, he was making, what did he do? 40 billion in 4 months on nothing. He invested nothing. All he did was he got the supply, he reduced it, and then watched the volume climb. $4 to $5 billion in USDT traded per day on SHIB for 5 months. That's a massive, massive amount of money. If he would have taken just 10% of that money that he had burned, that he had made, 4%, 10%, 4 billion, reduce the circulating supply again with that, what would happen? Another 4 or 5 months of volume increases. The value would finally catch up with itself, because then 4 months later we have another big huge rise in SHIB. Volume picks up $6 to $7 billion in transactions per day. The next time it happens, it's going to be 8 to 10, maybe even 11 billion dollars per day. Again, same thing, 10% of what they made, right? We're talking probably in the 50 to 60 billion dollar range. So if it's 60 billion, it's $6 billion worth of SHIB reduced in circulating supply. Another 4 months, we get another big rise. And then eventually everybody's starting to clue in that all these exchanges are taking this on. Because it's adding what? More money in their pocket. And that's all they care about. They don't care about whether or not it's making you money. They don't care about that. They don't care that it's going up in price. They don't care about that either. They don't care about the people coming in. They do care about that. There's more people coming in because there's more reductions. More reductions, it's a snowball effect, right? We talked about this before. The domino effect is the companies. Okay? Each of the companies branch out and start reducing SHIB on a global scale. That's called the domino effect. The snowball effect is getting one organization to do it, and then you get another organization to do the exact same thing, another organization to do the exact same thing. The snowball gets bigger and then gets broken up into smaller ones, but they still roll down the hill, taking with them an enormous amount of snow with them, right? So that's the whole idea that once they break off, you're seeing these big, huge snowballs that hold billions of SHIB going down the hill, eventually get into trillions, where they're reducing trillions of SHIB, and then you're seeing the volume just skyrocket it from there, because now everybody in the world starts to catch on to what's going on. And that's when the financial institutions might try and put a stop to it, because they're starting to understand what's going on. People are actually burning it to make more money. Like, it doesn't take a genius to figure this stuff out, guys. It's absolutely phenomenal what everybody in the world could be doing, right? Making enormous sums of money. You're able to print your own money by burning SHIB. Yeah, because you're always adding value. The more you burn, the more you earn, right? So the price is where it is, and at the price that it's at right now, there's like, look at my if you go to my website, check out my website, you'll see on my website the amount of tickets that you can buy. But the tickets will dwindle down if the price stays the same, because we have less tickets available. We have less supply, we have less tickets. That's that simple. It's not infinite. We can't sell an infinite amount of tickets. We can only sell enough tickets as the supply allows. So once the supply, that was the whole purpose of the raffle in the first place, is bringing that awareness to the entire world, show them what this means for every single person on the planet. Wealth creation. That's what SHIB gives everybody, the ability to make money. And the fact that people are shorting it blows my mind. And we're going to get right into the shorts in a minute here. And no, we don't have enough ticket sales to host a raffle. So we monitored 50 whales, 15 billion SHIB between the whales. So whales have been accumulating. So guess who's been putting a lot of fear in the marketplaces? Gate.io, Hubo, SHUBIO, Hubido, and OKX, another one that's shorting. We don't think it's them shorting, but it's somebody definitely shorting. So there's a lot of contention going on. That's why we see a price drop. I don't know anyone that would short something that's constantly adding value, except if you don't know what SHIB is. It's just another cryptocurrency for most people. That's all it is. It's just another cryptocurrency. And most people treat it like a meme coin still. They don't know what they're holding. Etherscan tracker, webhooks, into the block or glass nodes, exchange direction, custom script and filters, wallet tags against AI related domains, identifying AI aligned public companies quietly, accumulating SHIB. Again, we can't prove it, so we can't talk about it. Truman. It's like the Truman Show. What are they holding? SHIB. So they've been accumulating SHIB. The ones that are shorting it are from Gate.io, OKX, and Hubido. You know SHIB? Excellent! Do you like SHIB? Why and why not? We're going to prove that SHIB is the best currency. No, we don't know which wallet. We know that they're whales because their wallet address shows up, okay? So once the wallet address shows up, that's a whale accumulation. So 50 billion SHIB belongs to this wallet holder. Makes sense? That they're the ones that bought it. Okay, what do you mean by blow up hard? Go through the roof? Or blow up, extinguish? Of course, got my bag. Oh, you got your bags. Got your bags packed? Ready to go? So you got over 50 million? Not that it's any of our business. Really, it isn't. Okay, so we're not about pumping SHIB. We're about promoting SHIB. There's a difference. Education is the number one thing with SHIB. Secret, laugh out loud. There you go. Truman. 28 years old or just 28? So educate, brother. Okay. So what do you know about SHIB that I don't need to tell you? Just 28. Okay. All right, brother. Truman. So SHIB is what? What do you know about SHIB? Please don't say the ecosystem development team. The ecosystem development team was developed 1 year after SHIB was born. And SHIB just turned 5 years old on August 1st. So if you haven't said happy birthday, SHIB, happy birthday to the entire community that has been holding SHIB. Happy birthday, SHIB. I'll say it for you. So Truman, are you an accountant? Do you deal with numbers? Anyone who deals with numbers is going to love SHIB to death. Because of the scenarios. Like every scenario you pitch is just one, like it's just phenomenal. Like you can't break it down, and you're like, if you're like me, you'll have a very hard understanding of why people are selling it. especially when they don't know anything about it. And that's why we try and bring everybody together so that everybody gets their wealth, gets their hands on it as much as possible, right? But we don't want to say you can get your hands on it as much as possible because you don't need to. All you do is keep it like a lottery ticket, buy in. Right now, it's only going to cost you, $12.40 to buy 1 million SHIB? Not an account, but I love this. When people say that they're holding for the long run, you guys have no idea what you're doing. You don't have to hold it for the long run. You just got to hold it. Truman, maybe. Xanadu, Dreamscapes. Okay, Dreamscapes. We can't predict what's going to happen next week. Never mind what's going to happen by the end of the year. Never mind what's going to happen in 2026, 2027, 2020. Someone asked me, is SHIB going to $5 by 2030? I got news for you. I have no idea. If it blasted off tomorrow, I would still tell you the same thing I have to tell you now. I'm not your financial advisor. I have no idea when it's going to take off. I do know it's inevitable that it will take off. I don't know when. I don't know how. I do know that AI is looking at it. And I keep telling everybody, if you're waiting for AI to come in and take it and then run with it, and then that's when you're going to jump in, you're going to be sorry. Like extremely sorry. For one, you won't see it coming. Two, AI is so fast, a lot faster than I can burn it too, right? So you have to keep that in mind. So with the 50-50 raffle, if the raffle were to take today, we started the raffle tonight, and we started the 21, or was it 5,000 pounds. 5,000 pounds was going to reduction wallet, or the removal of SHIB for every single person out there that's in it. It would take us 2.5 years, or no, 2.8 years to reduce the supply to 2 billion, under 2 billion. Okay? It would take us 2.8 years to do that. So what happens when you have AI? They're 1,000 times faster than any raffle. And they buy it. Why? Because they're getting paid to buy it. They're getting paid to burn it. And they're doing what that we can't do. Figure out the math that they can burn how much every single day. Okay, we can't, right? We can't comprehend that fast at that speed. And then they break it down to exactly how they can do it on each platform. And then they have infinite amount of wallets that they can contribute to what they're doing, because you're talking about meta AI. You're talking about PLTR, millions, hundreds of millions of dollars behind them, billions behind some of these projects. Gate.io, another one, not Gate.io, sorry guys, geez, getting lost in confusion. Gemini, Pi, Grook, IBM, Claude from Amazon, those have billions and billions of dollars behind them. So think about it. We're at $7.2 billion market cap. And these companies have $50 to $60 billion, each one of them. And if they give AI the opportunity to take that on, you're not going to have a supply. Because everybody's going to have an out, and it's going to be low. And they're going to lowball you and bleed you to get your money out of you, to get that SHIB out of you. And then they're going to reduce it. And they're going to reduce it so fast, it's going to make your head spin. And by the time you realize that you have no supply, you really don't have any supply, and you're buying it at a much higher price. That's the problem with AI. And SHIB, by the way, has massive utility. It's constantly what? Adding value. When it adds the value, it's, you got to understand this. Every company in the world has this ability right now. They have the ability to use SHIB to print money, their own money. It's no word of a lie. They honestly get paid to reduce SHIB. So if you're getting paid to reduce it, there's zero risk to the company. They're buying it and burning it, buying it, burning it, buying it, burning it, buying it, burning it. I please hope that everybody understands that. CR, massive love, shout out to you. You don't think it has much longer? They're already cashing in. See, I wish I had a crystal ball. I could tell you exactly when AI is going to take over, but I don't, and it's going to be hard for me to follow. I'm trying to create a bot to monitor it so that I can get that message out to the rest of you before that happens, so that we can monitor it together. But once it happens and they start communicating, or they start taking the market share away from each other, you're talking about a war that you're not going to see coming, and it's going to be bad for the rest of us, because imagine AI running the world with financial currency. That's 10 times better than gold. Like, I want you to think about that. That's what we're looking at here. The ability to print money from every single aspect of it by the reduction, because you're constantly adding value. So it's only a matter of time before they realize it. I'm shocked already the exchanges haven't done it. We've had two times where the exchanges have reduced circulating supply, and they've had massive run-ups on volume. Now, you would think that they would caught on to it. The amount of money lost by not keeping the burns going is phenomenal. You can't even fathom how much money has been lost from the exchanges not doing the burns in SHIB. But how many times do you think that's going to happen before someone catches on to it? And now AI is jumping into the platform. Oh my God, it's insane. And this is why I have a hard understanding of why someone want to short SHIB, right? If it's always going up, why would anyone want to short it? You're always adding value. Why? How would someone? Because they don't understand what they're holding. That's the only thing that makes any sense. They just don't get it. Somebody who can buy. Okay, so you can buy SHIB right now, right? No one's saying you can't buy it right now. No, but once AI takes it over, AI is going to be the one to dictate the price to you. That's what I'm saying. So right now, yes, anybody can buy it. And because the price has dropped, anybody can what? Manipulate it. Keep that in mind, right? And SHIB should not be part of the rest of the cryptocurrencies. It should be separate. It isn't. So it follows the same trend lines, which means people are not paying attention to SHIB at all. And that's why we cover SHIB, because it's got zero governance. So if anyone knows what that means, raise your hand. Zero governance means it's not run by any one company. It's run by everyone who's holding it. So if SHIB goes down, it's because some holder got scared and started selling it. They don't believe me. They don't believe the numbers. They don't believe the websites. They don't believe anything that's being put out there by SHIB, because it's got something to do with the ecosystem. It's being driven by the ecosystem. So there's no way, even though it's on Etherscan, has nothing to do with the development team. It's got, and then you got Shibburn. Shibburn is associated, but it's distanced itself from being associated with the ecosystem development team, because it started off with the ecosystem development team. That's why their numbers are a little skewed when you're looking at the burn rates, but the burn rates are accurate as far as I can tell. I've asked a few different AI models about Shibburn, and they said that they're most accurate out of all of them, because the other ones are not every day or every 15 minutes or every hour. Shibburn is, right? They keep track of their initialization. So if you go to Shibburn on X, make sure you do a big shout out and really appreciate everything they're doing for you, because they are doing that for advertisement, okay? They get paid through advertising on their platform. So they have all these advertisements on their platform because there is a lot of people going on and checking it out. So make sure when you're on X, you give them a high five and tell them what a great job they're doing. Because realistically, if we didn't have them, we'd be doing it on our own. And we can do it on our own. It just takes time, and we have to go through 3 or 4 different exchanges to do it. And it's the same process as they are doing, except they have an API, right? So please keep that in mind. Who pays them? See, they get paid through advertisements. SHIB doesn't get paid. Nobody pays SHIB. Only the investors who invested in SHIB are the only ones that make any money. So it's just me and you. That's why a lot of people don't understand it, right? They don't understand. There's no CEO, there's no CFO, there's nobody behind it. There's no wages. That's why we love SHIB. They can't what? They can't mint anymore. They can't print anymore. They can't come up with reverse split. so that everybody loses the devaluation of their money. There's none of that. That's why SHIB is so powerful. That's what makes it SHIB. What makes it great, awesome, fantastic, baffling even, because it has that much power. It can literally print you money. All you got to do is get companies behind you and go to each one of them and say, hey, listen, how would you like to make some money? All you got to do, there's zero risk to you. Take 1 or 2% of your losses per day and use it to buy and burn. That's it. That's all you got to do. And then there's your rainy day fund for the lights, to keep the lights on, to keep employees happy, to keep everybody employed. Absolutely. It's your rainy day fund. Until when? 50, 60, 70, 100,000, 200,000, 500,000. And trust me, it'll be snowball out of control because every single one of them want to make money. If they don't do it soon, they're going to miss out. They're going to be buying it straight off the AI platforms. And they're going to be buying it in mass quantities? No, they're going to be buying it in small quantities because the price is going to be so bloody high. And where can the price go? Well, we don't know because it depends on what? The burns that they do. If it's in the trillions per day, because AI was asking me how many trillions would they have to burn and how fast. I said every second. You burn 2 million SHIB a second. Watch how fast people don't catch on. Because it took 4 months for people to catch on to 410 trillion SHIB being burned before the run, 72 million% run. 4 months. Shibburn. Remember Shibarium? 56 billion? 4 months. Don't believe me, just go back and watch. November, December, January, 2023, 2024. Okay? February happens, nothing. Right? That's the 4th month, February. March 3rd. What happens? SHIB 5X in how many days? 8 days. 8 days. 6 times your money. 5 to 6 times your money in 8 days. Okay. But it took 4 months for people to realize it. Yeah. So if it starts to burn today and it did it for a month and you're looking at 10 trillion left in circulating supply after 1 month. 10 trillion after 1 month of burns. Oh, and it takes you 4 months to catch on. Just think of what the price is going to be. And then tell me what your crystal ball tells you what the price is going to be. You just can't fathom it. It's just unfathomable. Because after 2 months, there's no supply left. The price should skyrocket, right? But it takes 4 months for people to catch on. Well, that means that in the 4th month, you're looking at probably around 100 billion, 300 billion left in circulation. And what would the price be? If SHIB were to maintain a $400 billion market cap, what would the price be? Anybody? That's if it maintained a $400 billion market cap. We're nowhere near a $400 billion market cap right now. Nowhere near it. So people can't fathom it, and they're going, that's ridiculous. There's no bloody way. You have no idea the power of AI. And because people sell off when we see a massive burn, this is the truth, 30 to 40%, once it burns, once it does a massive burn, it takes 4 months for people to realize it. Now it's burning every single day. Right? And 10 trillion. Oh, but it didn't burn it all at once. Everybody's looking at it going, it only burned how much? 100 million, 100 billion, 10 billion. They don't realize it because it's happening so fast. It's not being able to what? Be calculated. So they have no idea how much is burned. But AI has an idea of how much is burned. And they're only burning what's available on the marketplaces. So they're only buying up in their target price, whatever their target price is. Remember that when they do it, it's not based on your fundamentals. It's based on their own. So it's based on their own intelligence and systematics, logarithms that they try and figure this out for you so that everybody understands this concept, right? Everybody gets it. So that's the thing with AI that no one understands. So where can it go? Astronomically high. But how far, how fast? No one knows. And then if you got two or three competing with one another, and remember it's all about dominance, then it gets nuts. Then it gets nuts. Because then they're feeding off of one another. They realize, hey, I'm being attacked. I got to do something about it. Okay? So, and then the other one does the exact same thing. I'm being attacked. I'm losing market share. And we're not about losing market share. So then the burns escalate. Right? But they can only burn what's being available. So what happens is the corporations are trying to tell everybody to get the hell out of it. They're going to put the fear of God in you to get you out of it. Telling you that SHIB is going nowhere. There's no more burns going to happen. We're finished. Okay, the burns are finished. No one's going to burn anything. And SHIB's finished. That's what they're going to try and do to you. And they're going to have companies and organizations, and they're going to do everything they can to get you to start selling your SHIB. Everything and everything to try and get you to start selling your SHIB. Because that's what they do. And they try and put the fear of God in you, saying that it's not going anywhere. You need to get out of it. And then they don't want to be at the high. They'll be trying to get you out of it before it gets to a cent. Just so you know. Because everybody has this 1 cent dream, and they want to accumulate it way before it gets to a cent. And they definitely want to have the supply down to next to nothing. And what I mean by next to nothing, under $1 trillion. Now that might be impossible because they're also holding more than $1 trillion in supply. Because I'm pretty sure that their target price of SHIB is going to be 60 trillion. And of course, they're not going to reduce their supply, but they're going to take it out of supply. Does that make sense, everybody? You understand that? Once it's taken out of supply, that's theirs. That's their leverage against everybody else. So it gives them dominance. Everybody get that? Everybody understand that concept? Everybody? Nobody? Understand that? I didn't want to get into an AI platform because I can't prove it. I know that I've asked a bunch of questions about DeepSync, and they cut me off. And Gemini, same thing. So I know for a fact Gemini's definitely got AI bots that are watching it because the deterrent was so drastic, it was unreal. So one of the questions I was asking was, when do you expect AI to start reducing SHIB? What would be the targeted price of SHIB? And it came back and said that it's never going to happen. I said that no AI platform is looking at SHIB right now. They said that it's not Gemini. Well, right there, it is Gemini. Because then you break it down for them, and then they don't like it. And then they said that, can you change the subject? Basically, they're trying to kick me out of the subject line. They don't want me talking about it. And that was Gemini. And then I had the same problem with DeepSync, talking about Koi reducing SHIB. They came back and said they're not. I gave them the wallet address that proved it. And next thing I know, Koi stopped reducing SHIB. So DeepSync is in it heavily. Heavily. They came back and said that they're not several times to me. And I said, well, that's funny because here's the wallet address that they're using to reduce it. And it's not a Chinese company. It's not a Chinese exchange. Well, that's funny. It says, no, it's a Korean exchange. Yeah, but within 20 hours, Koi stopped reducing SHIB instantly. So they're testing it. It was obviously being tested on Koi. So they changed it. But to what? I have no idea. But now I can't monitor it. But I do know that DeepSync is involved. That's massive. It doesn't prove it because I don't have the evidence to prove it, but it does show you that there's something going on behind the scenes. And if they're testing it, that means what? They're already looking at it. And AI thinks faster than me and you. They make decisions quicker with calculations, but they're dumb when it comes to real world activity. And the whole idea is to predict what people are going to do before they do it or as they're doing it. So it's watching and monitoring every single one of us. in SHIB. So if you're trading it, they love you because it's giving them numbers they can work with, real life numbers. So it's a huge benefit to their AI systems. So if everyone knows what that means, in or out, just so that you know, it is being monitored. And I have only been able to prove 2. So, and I want to get into whale activity, because whales have been accumulating. So they've been shorting it and then buying up at the bottom, trying to get you to what? Get out. So Truman, you're subscribed to SHIB. Excellent. To the moon. To the moon. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. But when is the trick? Is the question? I know everybody's been waiting patiently for it, and we're about to get ready for this massive bull run. They're saying that it's not going to happen. I'm saying no. You got that wrong. It is going to happen on a massive scale, because you can just look at Bitcoin's price to get that realization. Okay, Bitcoin started off at 18,000 and went all the way to 122,000. That gives you an idea of the amount of money that's in Bitcoin that rose that fast, that hard. That bleeds down to the rest of us in alt season. So that money that was accumulated, so how many times is that? 7 times? So for SHIB, that's like a 30 times, 40 times. It depends on if the exchanges start reducing the circulating supply. If they do, because of the amount of money that they're making, and they want to make even more money and keep that money coming in with a reduction in SHIB, you're going to see that inflow big time, right? So, and then Polygon, and then you have XRP with 5 or 6x from where it's currently at. You have Ethereum hitting 10,000 to 12,000, easy, right? So that tells you the amount of money that's going to be inflowing into the cryptocurrencies. Just so you have an understanding of what that is, because we are already seeing Bitcoin hit 122,000. If we get another rise, I doubt it, but we might get another rise in Bitcoin. It's 130, 134. That will tell you exactly the span that you can expect all the cryptocurrencies to hit, which is phenomenal, right? Some of them will go astronomically. Solana, they're expecting to get to 400. So a lot of people are like, well, it should go to 700, 800. Like 6 times where it hit the bottom was $107. So $700, $700 to $800. Ethereum over, like I said, 12,000. And then it bleeds down to the rest of us. And Doge probably get over $2, $3, and then come right back down to where? 40, 50 cents. Now, will it come below that? Of course it will, as more and more coins get turfed. Over leveraged, in other words. Because as we have over 28,000 coins, all those can't exist, right? It's just, we're just oversaturated right now in coins. And then when it bleeds down, you get Pepe, you get Bonk, you get, and all these other coins start gathering up steam, and everybody starts taking off. Greetings from Russia, bro. Russia, massive love, shout out to you. We love our Russians, right? Everybody love Russia. Back in the USSR. 99 red balloons. Come on, everybody loves Russia. Yeah, big thumbs up. We love everybody in the world. No matter where you're from, no matter what you're doing, everybody deserves SHIB. There's not a single soul on the planet that doesn't deserve to be in SHIB. And that's why we love everybody who comes in here, because it's great to see people from Russia, people from all over the world come in and be part of something bigger than themselves. And SHIB will make you extremely wealthy. Just don't tell anybody. Because they don't need to know. And that's why we say if you're holding 50 million SHIB, again, they don't need to know, right? It's people you don't need to tell them. They don't need to know. Keep it to yourselves. And massive love show to you, that game collector. Massive love show to the game collector. This is a SHIB TV broadcast. And this is pro SHIB, of course. And the reason why we're pro extra money in your pocket. It doesn't seem like that right now. Like it seems like, but at this price, 4 zeros, 1 2, 1 6, 1 8 is a no-brainer. Like it's a lottery ticket for everybody. Doesn't cost you very much to get in, and once you're in, you're in. And that's the most important part. And if you're in Russia, the rubies, I'm sorry that the ruby isn't worth very much, but if you look at it and say, well, it doesn't doesn't cost me very much to get in, right? $12 USDT, that might seem like a lot, right? Like a week's wages. Obviously, you're not going to put $12 worth of in SHIB unless you have a company. And then with the company, you're able to reduce SHIB. You can go and figure out what the Kremlin wants from you to write off certain amount of products that you can write off. Damaged goods, anything that comes in that's got, right, you just write off twice as much. Then you're getting half of it goes towards buying it, half of it goes towards burning it. So that's your rainy day fund. For everyone that doesn't understand, even in a communism country, you're able to do this, right? It's not the same as capitalism. Absolutely, it's not the same as socialism, where the government's got their finger in everything. The government does have their finger in everything when it comes to, or they believe that they do. And as long as you let them believe that they do, then they do. That's the end of the story, right? But you're still able to reduce SHIB as a tax write-off, even in Russia. So massive shout out to Russia's. And we love everybody who comes into the channel, comes into the TV broadcast booth, because we want to make sure that everybody understands what they're getting into. And that's why we educate everybody about SHIB, because it has zero governance. So there's nobody looking over SHIB. It has no wages to distribute. So there's no CFO, no CEO, no president, no commanding chief, nobody. It's completely yours and mine, the investor. So if we make a mistake, it's on us, right? You can't blame SHIB for it because it's completely exonerated. You can't blame it. You have to blame the people that are holding it. So if they want to sell it for a little at this little price, they have every right to do that. You have every right to buy it from them, though. Okay, the reason why you believe that this is going micro or macro, it's because of the reducing the supply. So everybody who's on who hasn't already checked it, please go on shibburn.com. shibburn.com. Go check it out. That's the first thing you do. Xanadu, Dreamscapes. Okay, you only need to buy a lottery ticket's worth, but keep this in mind. If you're buying that much, all you do is do this. Buy a lottery ticket's worth. That's it. So whatever you would spend in a lottery ticket, say $15, $16 towards a lottery ticket. If you're in Russia, you're going to be rubies. And how much do you gamble in rubies on horse racing or on the ball games? Or what else is another one? Cricket is a massive one, right, for everybody. So whatever you spend in determining cricket, and I don't know about horse jumping because a lot of them do horse jumping. They bid on horse jumping. So whatever you spend on that per day or per week or per bi-week or monthly, that's what you spend in SHIB. That's the safe bet. To be honest with you, that's a safe bet. And then you just continue buying it every other week or every month or every other month, whatever it is that you can afford. Like I said, we're not your financial advisor. We're not your broker. We're not your analyst. We don't know your financial situation, but that's what we recommend to every single person on the planet. Just dollar cost average in all the time. Just buy what you can afford. As long as you're in. Now, if it goes to $10, you have $1 million, you have a $10 million USDT worth of SHIB. Will it ever get there? Yes, it will get there. But we don't know when it'll get there. Can it get there next week? Chances are, if you told 100 million of your best, closest friends, yes, you can make it happen. all of them start buying SHIB with a lottery ticket's worth, you're there, my friends. It's that easy. You just tell 200 million, 300 million of your closest friends, and you're there. If you can get them all to buy tomorrow, you're an instant millionaire. Are they mad at you? No. As long as you're not selling all of it. But everybody's going to be selling along the way. And they're not all going to be able to get in at the same price. First come, first serve, right? That's what you tell them. First come, first serve. There's only so much supply. Yeah, but there's 589 trillion. Yes, there is 589 trillion. But how much is actually in circulation? 589 trillion. That's correct. But how much of it is held on staking? 4.6 trillion. Okay, so there's not 589 trillion in circulation. Yes, it's being held. It takes 28 days to cash that out to be able to sell it. Okay, so you have to understand that dynamics. Then you have to understand dominance. So 10 trillion, Binance is standing on it, and they might not sell it at that price. They might hold it and start leveraging it. Now, if they leverage it, it's game over because the price is going to escalate. Because you'll have all the exchanges doing the exact same thing, trying to gain dominance. Yes, I know other tokens. Dream Collector or Game, was it DAT Game Collector? Yes, I know other tokens. So I know about XRP. I know about XLM. I know about UpBar. There's no currency that has zero. I mean zero governance except SHIB and BTC. And where's BTC at? Okay, so they're the only two that don't have any governance whatsoever. And they're both what? One's a coin, one's a token. That's considered a token. I consider it a currency. The more people that come into it that realize what it is, the more the currency gains what? Confidence. The more confidence, the more ability that it has to increase its wealth for every single one of you. Paul! Massive love shout out to Paul. What to buy? 25 million SHIB? Paul? Paul? We try and keep it simple here because I don't know your financial situation. I'm not your broker or your analyst. Okay, Paul? And massive love shout out to you, by the way. And thank you for coming into the channel. Double tape green screen people? Yes. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks, Paul. And make sure you hit the like button so we can keep track of everybody and keep you as informed of what's going on in SHIB, because we do have a war room that we do communicate with, and we do go back and forth to find out which AI platforms are taking over SHIB, if any. And we can't, of course, we can't come out and plain we'll say it. I've done some tests on the AI platforms. It looks like they're buying it because they're not talking about it, and they're trying to defer the question. Makes sense? What do you think of XCN and Onyx Coin? Dreamscapes. Hold on, Dreamscapes. XCN. So how much of XCN do you own, or do you own any? Coin market cap. Just give me a second here. 7K. Okay. ETF, 5 years good. Paul. ETF. ZBAC 2. So you want me to look at ZBCN? Truman. Hold on, your Barty hats here. We'll give you a breakdown. So we're talking August. Oh, that's one day. 7 days ago. So it's up 5.05% on the day. Is that right? Dreamscape. for XCN. Only X. Only X. Loading data. Hold on to your bobby socks. Gonna try and do a month here. Year. Truman, I think XCN's good. Well, you gotta remember this, Truman. Every single cryptocurrency, if it's good, it's gonna be good, right? It's gonna be 10x or under 10x from here. So that's very good for everybody that's in cryptocurrencies, right? Because we're into alt season. Alt season, of course, we have whatever is the highest gets rewarded first. Okay, so ADA, Solana, all those coins are going to get rewarded first after Bitcoin, because we're going to see some sell-off in Bitcoin, then Bitcoin bleeds down to the rest of us. So that they're making money off of every single one that's into it. And that's why we have a massive run-up. They call it bull season. 4 months of gains. Yeah, 4 straight months of gains. That's freaking awesome, right? Everybody loves that. Coinbase and Binance listing it soon. So Robinhood, if Robinhood lists it, usually they get a pop when Robinhood releases it, because Robinhood's one of the least expensive, and it's the US and UK markets. So it's on Coinbase, Uniswap, PancakeSwap, BitGet, MAXC, which is Mexico, Gate.io, KuCoin, HTX, Bing, the Kraken. What's its market cap? Market cap is 502 million. What's its trading volume? 1 month. So it was at 0.1853 back in July. And then it was at 1.3. And it did hit 1.3. Yeah, it did hit 1.378 briefly. So this is why we don't cover anything other than SHIB, because it has governance, right? Anything that has governance, we try and stay away from. Governance does not bode well for cryptocurrencies. Robinhood is one of the least expensive. So once it's listed on Robinhood, it's because it's US and UK, it really does very well on those exchanges once it gets listed, as long as it's got advertising. So, for which one? Which one do you want to go 100x? Okay, let's look at the other one. Because trading volume is everything, guys. So if it doesn't have very much trading volume, it might not bode well until later on. Like everybody's selling off their Solana, their ADA, and moving into other like smaller, medium-sized coins to boost their earnings, right? Because that's what they're trying to do, is boost their profits. Because they have to wait a whole another 4 years for the next big bull run, unless this is a super cycle. A lot of people think this is a super cycle because of the ETFs. Oh God, now it's giving me a problem here. Search for. Hold on to your party hats. ZBEC Networks. ZBEC Networks. At 30205434. 12% up today. Holy crap, that's a massive move. So $543 million in its move. Market cap at 6.41. Maximum is 100 billion BNC, so it's only got 100 billion available. Current supply is 88.9 billion, 99.998. Volume on it is 29,071. So it's comparable with SHIB as far as volume is concerned on it. And it doesn't have very much supply, like 100 billion. It's only got 88.9 billion left in circulating supply, so it doesn't have a lot of supply. So that's a positive sign. So what's its market cap then? 100 billion. Is that less than a cent? So at a cent, it would be 1 billion market cap, right? So 5 billion market cap would put it at around 5 cents. Is that right? 5 cents? Is that where you're expecting it to go? 5, 6 cents? That's where I see it going. Okay. Trumo. ZBEC, yeah, okay. So ZBEC networks, right? ZBEC networks. Number 120 on the listings. So if that's where you think it's going to go is 5 cents, that's 10x from where it's at right now. Nothing to laugh at. That's pretty damn good. You know, for the amount of money that you have to spend to get in, to the amount of money that you're going to make out of it, it's pretty not bad. Not bad. Take that every day of the week, right? Where can we see SHIB going? 50x. That's the difference. Yeah, $1. Oh, that's gonna be a tough one. It's got 88 billion. Okay, what do you know that's got 88 and then trading at that volume, trading at that price range, right? Right now, the only thing that's close is Ethereum. It's not even close to Solana. Like that's what you're saying, that it's going to compete with Ethereum and Solana. I don't see that. Yeah, someday maybe. What do you know about it? Why do you like it so much? What has it got you so interested in it? Yeah, the short term for SHIB is, this year, 50x. Yeah, 50x for SHIB this year, before the 2026. And if AI takes over, I'm sorry, but once AI takes over, it's over. You're looking at 1,000x to 2,000 to 10,000x. We don't know, because it'll be based on the burns that they do, and the amount of accumulation that they're going to steal from every single one of you from all over the world, because that's what they're doing. Okay, they can, like I told you, everybody, they can do it 1,000 times faster than I can burn it, and I can burn a lot once the raffle gets going. Within 2.8 years, you guys are all billionaires. At this level, you'd all be billionaires. AI is going to make it within less than a year, 6 to 9 months, and you're all billionaires. If you can hold on, if you have the stomach for it, and if you ignore everything you're going to hear that's coming out of the media. If you can do that, you're going to be well ahead of the game. Okay, XRP. Who loves XRP? I get everybody on here from XRP. XRP people love XRP to death. Okay, but they're dealing in Swift. They're trying to compete with Swift to take over Swift, because they can already take it over. The problem is what? Swift is old news. Now it's UPI and API and WPI. They're the fastest growing installations in the world when it comes to transference. The fastest, and they can't compete with it. They can barely compete with Swift. And UPI, they can't even, it's not even close. It's not even close. So XRP is trying to get a worldwide attention. Sure, XLM too, right? Okay. So they're based in the same categories. they're all competing with Swift, which is a North American theme, okay, but it's not a worldwide theme. And I'm sure your friend in Russia that we just heard from, he can verify this, right? They're using UPI. They're not using Swift. It's too slow. The first thing they're going to tell you, it's too slow. It's not. It's not secure. They say it's very secure, but it's not secure when you're dealing with UPI. UPI is way quicker, and you can basically turn your account into a cash cow through UPI because it transfers it that fast. It takes 2 or 3 seconds. It takes 5 to 10 seconds for Swift. Now XRP is competing with between 5 and 8 seconds, so it's much faster than Swift. Absolutely, but when you're talking about UPI within seconds, 1 to 2 seconds, it's not even close. Not even close. And WPI, of course, is in microseconds. So, and WPI is so far out for everybody because it's a central banking system. So to crack that code, you're going to need central banking expertise, and a lot of people. That's just absolutely insane. But cryptocurrencies are supposed to be right in there with that, right? So just keep that in mind. So yeah, so XRP thinks they're 1 step ahead of the game when actually you're 2 steps. It's almost like buying EVs. When it first came out, Tesla was the only one that had the EVs. Then everybody's trying to compete with those EVs, and then BYD took over the whole market and crushed it. And now nobody wants to buy from China. They got all these EVs, and nobody wants them. So basically, China got screwed, is basically how it happened. They made them 10 times faster, 10 times cheaper, and now nobody wants them. So you get those when you ask certain questions. Like you go on UPI and you go look up UPI. It's a universal transfer something intelligence. Like it's really quick. And you find out that Asia, Africa, come on, Africa is using it. Asia is using it, and API is being used in China. And it's basically the exact same thing. They just stole it and called it something else. WPI is world. So it's world banking central exchanges transferring wealth back and forth through banking sectors, and they do that fast. But the problem is it's not, it's very, very expensive because it's so fast. It's not feasible, and it's also not tested in each of the countries associated. So it's a little out there right now, but because of AI, it might be changing, right? So we don't know. So world prep, intelligence, something like that. Prep, not prep, geez. Hold on a second. I got it here. Why am I guessing? I have it. I just got to find it. Oh, wait, no. We don't have. The AIs to watch for. Okay, I'm going to get a little sidetracked. The AIs to watch for: Plantera, NVIDIA, OpenAI, Amazon AI, Alphabet, Google, DeepMind. Okay, BlackRock, Aladdin. So Aladdin is BlackRock. We don't know with Morgan Stanley. I think it's Claudia. Don't quote me. Low entry, high scalability, global public transparency. And then we'll go look at the UPI. I'll go find it for you. Accuracy. There's only a few thousand. But I copied it down for everybody. And then you think I can find it. Okay, recent chain data shows massive buy-ins from whales. 1.81 trillion SHIB acquired in a single day. 42% increase. 422% increase. See, that's interesting. Yeah, okay. Another report noted 4.6 trillion SHIB accumulated during 24-hour dip. Whales invested about 63.7 million to support the price. Levels near 13 to 14. Okay. Earlier in June, whales collected approximately 10.4 trillion SHIB, worth about 110 million at the time. These figures distinctively point the whale accumulation, not AI-based transactions. So like I said, we can't prove it, right? They're actual wallet holdings. AI mentions in SHIB's ecosystem. Yeah, they've always mentioned AI, but it's bots, right? Those are bots that trade on exchanges, not where they buy it from the exchange. Please keep that in mind. SHIB surges 30% in July. Supposed buying whales, AI, blah, 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 blah. AI accumulation in SHIB's huge volumes. Who's buying SHIB? So the ecosystem development team, Shibarium, AI is associated with Shibarium, influenced by SHIB's price. Yes, ecosystem AI projects are driven buzz and technical activity. So cold AI known for trade VI whales. Of course, we cannot prove which AI it is. So if we can't verify it, we don't say it, right? So again, rumor, not actual facts. So please keep that in mind. Bottom line, SHIB was recently on chain activity. Equity purchases 70 billion plus, and that's where I had where I put in my parameters to have it checked, because I want to know if AI is buying it. So I was doing a check from 70 billion to 120 billion. Now 120 trillion. Sorry. Now why would I only cover those? Because anything over that is nonsense. There's not one exchange that's going to trade over 130 trillion SHIB. There's not that much available. Just so everybody knows, that's why you do that cap off. Do the cap off. If you go higher, it doesn't make any difference. You're not going to see it. So that's why you got to keep it low, because there's not that much in supply. There's not over 130 trillion left in supply. So got to keep that in mind. VP Records donated $20. VP Records, excellent. Wow, thank you. Most AI entries would be used either exchange APIs or smart contracts to transact, and those records are on chain. If any AI or organizations using AI, according to 70 billion to 120 trillion SHIB, would appear. That's what the war room is all about, guys. The war room that we're trying to do for everybody is to get so that everybody understands that the CDX, the CEX, the DEX, rapid price search. But again, most of those that AI is going to be using is off the records. 99% chance of everything that they're going to be doing is off the record. So there will be like very little chance of following it and trying to keep a track of it, because Bluebit is 100% secure. So all your money that's being transferred on there from Bluebit is going to be 100% secure. So there's no way of tracking who's buying, who's selling. Coinbase, massive love shout out to Portia. Hello, Portia. Welcome back in the house. VP Records, a massive love shout out to you, and thank you so much. We've moved from some of this, but it's all attributed to whales, not AI entries or logarithms. So there you have it. It's not associated with AI. We're going to be talking about UPI. Where's the UPI? Okay, so it's not on that email. Yeah, so for all those businesses out there, every one of you that are out there in business, I want you to think of how you write off your daily activity. So your wages, your lost or damaged goods and services, and how you can write that off every single day. That's how you know SHIB is on its way, is when you can start to see that. I'm able to reduce SHIB and buy it at the same time with the exact same amount that you can buy and sell your losses, because it's corporate loss, and nobody knows. No one's the wiser. Okay, so you had 2 packs of cigarettes that were destroyed in 5 or 6 cartons because it got crushed. Okay, but nobody knows how many cigarettes were actually crushed. Only you know how many cigarettes were crushed, and that's your account of your inventory. So if you said, okay, you crushed 2 packs of cigarettes, but if you said there were 6 packs of cigarettes crushed, right? You take the 4 packs of cigarettes that you said were crushed, and buy half the supply of SHIB and reduce the supply of circulating supply. Who's the wiser? Okay, it's going to show up on your till, right? But that you wrote it off. So there's 4 packs of smokes now that you don't have to accumulate till the next batch comes in. And no one's the wiser. So you can still sell the packs of cigarettes. You got to understand how this works, right? So the way it works is damaged goods is corporate loss. It's the exact same thing. You're going to do the exact same way. A lot of people think that you can't do it, but you can. But you're only allowed a certain percentage of it. Yes, of course, it depends on how many you sell a day. But if you sell 3 cartons of cigarettes a day, you sell 3 cartons of cigarettes a day. There's no one going to know. No one's going to be the wiser. Same thing with restaurants. If you're a restaurant owner, it's easy, because how many dishes were broken today? How many forks were missing? How many knives were missing? Does anyone do a count of all the inventory every single night or every single day that you're in business? Of course not. So you only do that once a month usually. But in this case, you're going to be doing it every single day. Why? Because you get to write it off, and you get to burn, and you get to make money every single day that you do it. So why not? You're getting paid to do it. So of course, anyone getting paid to do it, they're going to do what? Massive shout out to VP. Thank you so much, VP. Donated 8 cents. Excellent. Thank you so much. Portia. Now you understand, right, Portia? You understand, right, about businesses reducing SHIB? We're getting sidetracked again, I know, but we had people come in, and then I want to make sure that I'm not keeping you stagnant. Talking about UPI and WPI for Truman. Okay, so Truman, 80% of everything we make on this channel goes towards the reduction of SHIB. Okay, just so you know. So if you do the math on it, $200, 20% of it we keep, 20 and 80% goes to the reduction of SHIB. Nice. Yeah, you like that, right? Everybody like that? We're going to do burns at the end of the month when I get paid, right? So when I get paid, you get paid. That's right. So that's going to go towards reducing SHIB circulating supply. We'll do a live burn. Of course, we'll keep that in check. So that's why you want to keep that like button, that subscribe button. Make sure you punch it, every single one of you, so you understand what that means, because it's every time we are on the channel, we make money, we help you what? Make even more money. Exactly, because we're all about what? Helping each other out, right? Everybody understand that? That's good. And thank you, VP Records. Absolutely love it when you, that's awesome that you donated that much. Absolutely appreciate it. Absolutely appreciate it. And that's why we want to make sure that everybody understands that that's what we're all about, is trying to get everybody in SHIB so that everybody has a chance to make enormous sums of money. Right, so if we had 5 million people right now coming into the channel, we would have a massive burn coming up, right? Everybody agree with that? Now imagine they coming on every single day to check us out, right? How many tickets would we sell? And we would say, up yours, AI, because AI then can't compete with us because it's already caught on that we're ahead of AI. So then AI, it pushes AI faster. They'd have to do things a lot faster. They're going to make more mistakes, because right now they're all about what? Precision. How fast they need to do it. What's the capabilities? What's the analytic reviews? It's going to go back and forth. It takes time. And then it's going to go to the programmers to decipher all the information to see if AI is doing it correctly or not. And then what are the fail safes so it doesn't overbuy or it doesn't oversell. It won't sell it until they're told this is what we need to start doing, but they're going to start leveraging it. Then the AI won't never sell SHIB. Okay, it's just so that people understand there's going to be leverage to the tilt, and what does that mean? It means they're going to, if they have 60 trillion SHIB, that's all that's left in circulation. is their 60 trillion SHIB. They're going to lend it out to you. Yeah, they're not going to lend out SHIB. They're going to lend out your currency that's worthless back to you, charge you a fee for it that's cheaper than what you're paying right now in interest. So if it's corporate and corporations are getting charged 13 to 14% for a 90-day acquisition fee, then they're going to offer it to them for 10 or 9.99. Okay? Once it pays it back or starts paying it back, it's trying to buy the rest of the SHIB so they can leverage even more. It's all about control, guys. All about control. And that's how they gain control. And AI with that much control it's not good for the world. It's just not good for the world. And that's exactly where it's going, because they're the ones with the money. And they have a lot of it. A lot of it. So just so everybody knows. It's awesome to help others, especially if everybody's going to win. You know, when you buy stocks, you try and get people to buy the stock that you're in, because you want to what? Increase the value of that stock. So everybody starts making money, but you're trying to get rid of it when they're getting, like, it's just like Warren Buffett. He tells people, listen, this is where you need to buy it. He's already purchased it. And when everybody starts piling in, he's selling it. Smart businessman, right? In SHIB, you don't have to worry about that because it has no governance. It doesn't have anybody that's going to do that to you. Right? You don't have to worry about the CEO cashing out the rest of his money that's in it, because there isn't a CEO. There's no CFO. It's just everybody competing with each other. Just investors for investors. That's it, right? Once you understand that, you'll understand what the leverage point of it is and why they want that dominance, because that dominance controls the wealth. That wealth controls the debt. That's scary stuff when it comes to AI. This is Will, your host. I'm sorry, Truman. Come back tomorrow, roughly around 5 o'clock, 5:30. Well, I'm going to have an answer for you about the UPI and WPI. Right now, I'm working on 97 minutes. I think this is the longest broadcast that I've done in a long time. Forever. And sorry about that, Truman. And VP, thank you so much, my brother, for helping the channel out, keeping everything alive. And yes, at the end of the month, we'll do a live burn so that everybody can watch and take part and just yay, so that we can keep it going, right? Want to keep it going. Keep the whole prospectus going. So massive love shout out to every single one of you. Thank you so much for coming in and taking advantage of us for this long. And God bless each and every one of you. We'd like to close on John 3:16. God so loved the world, he gave his only what? Begotten Son, our Lord Jesus Christ, for every single person on the planet, which is awesome. The Lamb of God was given to everybody. Before Jesus Christ came, we would have a lamb sacrifice right on the altar so that you knew the price of your sin. So it would stop you from sinning because you knew the price. The price of sin is death. So something pure and innocent had to die for your sin. So you understood that sin and realized that I'll try not to sin again because I know the price of it. It cost a lamb its life for my sin. So I feel badly for my sin, so I won't sin anymore. Jesus Christ took that lamb, the blood of the lamb, and brought it from himself as a sacrifice to the entire world, so that anyone coming to Jesus Christ would have salvation, because he was the lamb. He's the Lamb of God. His blood was shed for each and every one of you. That is absolute love, guys. It hits you right here. Every time, right? Every time. That love, he didn't even know you 2,000 years ago. And he did that for you, for your family, for your mother, for your father, for your son, right? You come to him and you say, Father, I have sinned and please forgive me of my sins. I understand that you're the Son of God, and I recognize you. And I plead with you, please forgive me of my sin. In Jesus' name, and you are saved. And your place in heaven secured, because you're forgiven of your sins. All your sins. Not just the one sin. If you sin again, you just come to Jesus Christ. But you have that personal relationship with Jesus Christ now. So once you have that personal relationship with Jesus Christ, everything falls into place. You don't have to worry about what's going to happen tomorrow. Jesus takes care of you. Amen. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you so much for coming, everyone. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, like button, and keep track of everything that's going on. Way to go, Josie. No, Josie. No, Joe's things. Thank you so much. And massive love show to everyone. God bless each and every one of you. King of Kings, Jesus Christ. Absolutely. Absolutely. VP Records, you are awesome, my brother. You are awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you for subscribing and liking the channel. Absolutely love it. Crushed it tonight, everybody. God bless you. Take good care of you. Until tomorrow, we'll want to settle down. Until tomorrow, we'll just keep moving on. See if it'll play.